If you're standing in the kitchen, watching that cloudy tap water and wondering whether the next filter you buy will finally solve the taste and health worries, you're not alone. The last thing you want is to drop a few $100s on a system that looks good on paper but leaves you with the same chlorine bite or a clogged faucet. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. What makes a whole house filtration system feel worth the investment is how it behaves once the box is out of the garage and hooked up to your plumbing. Most people start with a point-of-use filter under the sink, but those only protect the water you drink, not the water that runs through your dishwasher, washing machine, or showers. The iSpring Elite Series WCF 200K promises to treat every drop that comes out of every faucet, so the question becomes, does it actually do that without turning your daily routine into a series of headaches? Let's start with the core of any filtration system, the filter media. iSpring uses a premium KD, kinetic degradation, blend that's engineered to pull out chlorine, chloramine, PFAS, lead, and a handful of other contaminants that show up on most municipal water reports. In real-world terms, that means you should notice a cleaner taste in your coffee, less skin irritation after a hot shower, and a longer life for appliances that constantly see water, like your water heater or washing machine. I've heard from a few homeowners who swapped their old carbon block filter for this KD blend and reported that the metallic aftertaste they used to get from their tap water vanished within a week. The system also comes with a smart timer control valve. You can set it to run a backwash cycle every few days, or only when water usage spikes, like after a big laundry day. That flexibility matters because you don't want a filter that's constantly flushing water and raising your bill, but you also don't want it to sit idle while contaminants build up. In practice, I've seen people program a 30-minute backwash at 2 a.m., which runs while the house is quiet and doesn't affect hot water availability. If you're comfortable tweaking a timer on a wall-mounted unit, you'll appreciate the control. If you'd rather set it and forget it, the learning curve might feel like an extra chore. One of the biggest practical concerns with any whole house system is water pressure. The iSpring's high flow rate rating means you won't notice a dramatic drop when you open multiple taps, but there is a subtle reduction that can be felt if your house already runs on a low-pressure supply. Most reviewers with typical suburban pressure report that the flow feels just fine, but if you're living in a high-rise condo or rely on a well with marginal pressure, you might need a booster pump. It's not a deal-breaker, but it's something to keep in mind before you sign off on the purchase. Longevity is another selling point that often gets tossed around without context. iSpring claims the WCF 200K is built for durability, and the 200,000-gallon filter life translates to roughly 5 years for an average family of 4, assuming you stick to the recommended backwash schedule. That means you're looking at a long-term cost per gallon that undercuts many point-of-use solutions once the upfront price is amortized. For households that already replace pitcher filters every couple of months, the shift to a set-and-forget whole-house system can be a real money-saver, especially when you factor in the extended life of appliances that no longer have to deal with chlorine-induced scaling. Who should consider buying this? If you have a family that showers daily, runs a dishwasher, and uses a washing machine that seems to be losing efficiency, the cumulative exposure to chlorine and heavy metals adds up. Homeowners who have already installed under-sink filters and are still hearing complaints about taste, smell, or skin dryness will find the iSpring Elite Series a logical next step. The built-in bypass valve also makes it friendly for DIY installers. You can isolate the filter for maintenance without shutting off the entire house water supply, which is a convenience that many larger systems lack. On the flip side, there are scenarios where this unit might be overkill. If you live in a small apartment with a single faucet and already rely on a reliable bottled water delivery service, the added plumbing work and the need to schedule backwash cycles might not justify the expense. Likewise, renters who can't make permanent changes to the plumbing should look for a portable, under-sink solution instead. The system's size also means you need a decent amount of space in a basement or utility closet. Trying to cram it into a cramped laundry room could lead to cramped hoses and a messy installation. Installation is not plug-and-play. The package includes a control head, filter tank, and bypass valve, but you still need to cut into the main water line, mount the unit, and connect the hoses. For those who have done a basic plumbing job before, it's a weekend project. For first-timers, the instructions are fairly detailed, but you might still call a